Yeah, just for me, wow, that was exciting. We talked about these, just letting them play, and just letting it go and leaving everything you got in the field and do the best we can, and they really did, and they never stopped. They never stopped fighting, and I'm very proud of them.
We're going to questions.
Uh, Daniel, you're down to your last strike there against one of the best closers in the nation. What are your thoughts when you get hit with the pitch? Were you disappointed you get the hit? Were you happy to? What's going through your mind doing that hold it back?
I think it was a little bit of both. I knew obviously he was probably going to come with the heater, being a primarily heater guy with a good fastball. I was just trying to get on top of it. He has very high spin, so I was trying to not get under it, which I was trying to do a good job of before that. But right when I got hit, I knew Tanner was going to pick us up. So that was the good part of it, is having a great hitter behind you as well, who I know is fully confident and will score the run.
And when he when he threw the ball over the head of the catcher and he's throwing 94,
Yeah.
I mean that's unusual. What are your thoughts about that? How well he was at least in that pitch?
Yeah, the first pitch was a slider over my head, and I was like, man, I was not expecting that. And then the base was open, and I was wanted to see a fastball because I hadn't seen one yet. And then he threw one in the zone. Then he came back with a couple more heaters, just again trying to get on top of it.
Tanner, walk us through that at bat.
I think I'll repeat what Dan said. I think the biggest thing you can do as a hitter in that situation with a guy who is that good and throws that hard is just try and hit something hard the other way. Not try to do too much, take a deep breath. And I think that was the biggest thing I told myself is if I give us a chance by putting the ball in play, then, we got Nick on second and hopefully it leads to a run. So I think just staying on top and not trying to do too much was the goal there.
For anyone, what was the vibe like in the dugout when you're down to your last out?
Well, I was the one that dug out the most. These guys were out there trying to compete, but it was electric. The guys, the whole night, they never died. The whole day against Canisius, same way. They kept fighting. Like I said, and it was electric, and they knew. They just could feel it that Dan was going to do something, and then when Dan got hit, they knew OT was going to do something. So, and when Chase got up, we thought we were going to get the next run in, and he hit the line drive to right. So, there's a great belief system. They trust each other, and Dan said it best. You're just trying to get to the next guy. You're passing that baton.
Quinn, when's the last time you've thrown 3 games in less than like 24 hours?
Maybe like It Won't Be the Show, something like that.
Good answer.
MLB.
Video games.
Oh, video games.
Did you feel like you maybe at first didn't have your best stuff? It looked like you were a little off at first. Did it take something to just kind of calm yourself?
Yeah, I think the whole time I felt under control. I'm obviously the first couple of batters didn't really show that, but just kind of being able to adjust. After that wild pitch and kind of settle myself down. I think CL's mound visit did a great job doing that as well.
What is the conversation during that mound visit? What is he saying to you?
Just kind of what we were gonna, throw the next guy. Just simple stuff to kind of take your mind off what's going on and just lock back into the next pitch.
Quinn, some of the Ole Miss guys said they think they got to bed at 3 a.m. What time do you get to sleep? What time did you wake up to get to the park this morning?
Yeah, 3 a.m. sounds about right. And then I think we had breakfast at 8 this morning, so it was a quick turnaround.
Good 5 hours.
Yeah.
Chip, the power has really been there here in the postseason. You guys hit a lot of home runs, but that's been where almost all of the runs have come.
Right.
This hit and Tony's on Friday have been the only ones here that have not been a home run. Is there something that you're seeing from your guys that you mentioned kind of being amped up yesterday?
Right.
But is it just a matter of trying to just put it in play rather than get it out of the park?
Yeah, I think we're hitting some mistakes and getting them out of the park. It's it's a little smaller ballpark than we're used to playing in. Obviously, at high court, but it's so big. So we've hit some balls and gotten them in the air. The wind's been blowing out a little bit. Probably the issue, and you kind of hit on it, is a lot of strikeouts. So it's been all or nothing. And those hits like that are exciting. You get a guy on, you're able to hit a gap and watch some guys run. So I think the biggest factor in it all is really good pitching. And we just talked about this, Dan and I did. Both Ole Miss and Miami have fantastic electric arms coming out of the bullpen. So you're going to strike out. Those guys, that's why they are as highly sought after by professional ball once they're done here, is because they can strike some people out. So you got to live with it sometimes, and when you get a mistake like these guys did, you capitalize.
Dan, you were in the dugout a lot more than normal for a game like this, and there's been times during the season you've mentioned about the energy and the dugout getting built up. What was your assessment of that tonight compared to maybe other times this season?
I think they did a great job. I'd say especially towards the end, there was no quit at any point. I think we did a really good job of supporting others. When Nick was coming up there with 2 outs, I just basically said to him, why not? And he hit the ball, and I was like, oh, that's a double. And the guy made a great play, but Nick did a great job. We got the guy on first, hit by pitch, and then Tanner got both of them in. And I'd say dugout was probably the loudest it's been in the 9th inning all year, especially Jim Crumpos, our strength coach.
I think one thing you got to remember also, just to touch on, was the performance by Dawson Nets tonight. You know, we've been trying to get him back to get some innings and get some more pitches, and he was having a hard time holding on to the ball. I mean, he hit a couple guys, obviously not on purpose, and I mean, that's why Tonka was down there in the bullpen so much, is we just didn't know when to, you know, it's almost like you're going to the top step and going back. You just don't want to overreach with him and get him hurt again, or just lose his effectiveness. So I think you got to really tip your cap to him.
Do you have a starter in mind for tomorrow?
No, we got to sit down tonight, Dave and I, or this morning, I guess now, and figure this thing out.
For any of the players, I'm sure you're tired, yet you also have a ton of adrenaline going right now. How can something like this that happened tonight maybe, you know, carry you into tomorrow? The momentum, the feeling that you have.
I think the mentality of nothing to lose is big for our team. I think over the course of the year, the time when I think we struggled is when, you know, maybe we came into a game and we were underestimating a team. But I think when you have nothing to lose and you just play with your tail on fire, I think that's when we play best, when our backs are against the wall.
Coach, what are your thoughts on Yohanny Morales of Miami? And he burned you for the home run, and then you essentially walked.
Yeah, I
walked
mean,
through your
basically did everything you're not supposed to do. Walk the go-ahead run, let him steal second. I mean, a little blooper could have beat us, but he's fantastic. He's going to be, again, another guy that's, after his junior year, is going to go in a high pick and be a great professional baseball player. And right now, he's one of the top third basemen and just makes the game look easy over there and makes the game look easy at the plate.
Chip, do you think the delays at the beginning of the game had any impact on anything?
No, I mean, we were laughing because this is Miami. We talked about it before we left from Tucson that this is going to happen. We're in that season where the rains come, and we just have to deal with it. And actually, I thought it felt pretty good after the first game. We were hot.
Coach,
A couple more.
there was a bit of a misplay there on that double by Tanner in right field. Was the thought process always to send Daniel home, or you saw the misplay and kind of thought, no, I'll send him?
Well, no, I think it was. I mean, but the ball kind of scooted by the right fielder, and that's why we pinch ran Casagrande, because Big Dan, we didn't want him to get too tired. He has to catch tomorrow, so we wanted to save his legs, and that was the reason. But yeah, we're going to take a chance and we're going to try to score there. Yes.
Do you think you would have scored on that one, Daniel?
Standing up.